Yes. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I feel so happy to be here with y'all. If you are watching live, please let me know that you are watching live. Or if you are watching the replay, just comment replay so I can know you are here and we are actually still connected. We're going to talk about the female nervous system and how and why it's important to understand your female nervous system in a very detailed way so you can create healthier relationships. There are different parts to the female nervous system, and once we can see them clearly, we can also communicate them clearly and we can understand them clearly and we can relate through them more clearly. And clarity actually creates creates healthier relationships. A lot of y'all may be in relationships where you are up and down, you're feeling confusion about the relationship, like why is the relationship like this, there's no clarity. You are going through different relationship dating experiences and this is not working out, there's no clarity. There is situationships, or maybe you are dating somebody, one person exclusively, and you are creating the clarity by putting the relationship in a box. Meaning, maybe you had failed relationships in the past, you had the two divorces in the past with someone that was not of goodness for you. Maybe you yourself were married and left the marriage because you were bored and you didn't understand what was going on, but like something did not feel right. Something did not feel right, but there's no clarity why that something is not feeling right. So whatever the situation in the relationship is, you're dating but you don't are getting what you desire, you're not you, like there's that knowing inside of us. There's that knowing inside of us of what's the possibility of how relationship can be experienced and how it could feel. Like there is that knowing, it's an instinctual knowing, it's a knowing. It's a knowing that we have when we have that knowing. And if you are in this space with me, you probably do have this knowing that there is a way to experience relationship that is healthy, where you are being cared for, you are being cherished, you're being pursued, you're being cherished, I already said that, provided for, your needs are getting met, your heart feels like just so happy and alive, and you feel juiciness and playfulness, and you are in love. And you have this knowing that this is possible to also sustain. Because what I hear a lot, even from people that do relationships like content, is this idea that relationships start being this like the it's like it's work. And yeah, there is some work in relationship, and it's like talking. when you were a little human being, you were talking, and it was harder to talk because you did not have the language to identify what you wanted to say. You were talking through your feelings and crying and maybe having tantrums and giggling and all these different feelings. You were energetically talking, which we still do, by the way. Okay. But then when you started talking, it was a little hard when you started talking because you needed to learn the language. So when you were learning the language, you had a little bit of trouble learning the language first. Like you mispronounced the word, you use a word that was not for the thing that you were trying to refer to. You were learning. But once you master it, once you master the skill of talking, then you just talk. And you don't even think about it as much. Maybe a little bit if you're trying to like really transmit a message and you have to be more precise with your words. But if not, then you're just like back and forth talking with somebody. The same thing is for relationship. That ease of talking that you acquire with building the skill of learning a language is the same that is possible. That ease of talking, once you have the skill, is possible also in relationship. Now we have to have the skills, which is actually a combination of skills. One of them is understanding your system intimately. And I have someone with me, so if you can say hi. I see you, but I'm not sure who you are, so just say hi, please. And once you understand yourself intimately, you can start communicating. So there's these different parts to you. Your human woman is composed by different elements that are part of your nervous system, of your female human nervous system. It's like you have a system like the digestive system, the urinary system, the circulatory system. You have your nervous system, which is a psycho-emotional system, your energy system. And we have to clarify this as well, because in information world, we as humans use words in certain ways. We have conceptualized words in certain ways. We have attached meaning to words. So when I say energy, what I am talking about is about the psycho-emotional system, your nervous system. They're the same thing for me. For me, this is important to clarify to you. And this is important to clarify to you because if we don't see it this way, the energy world can feel like a very ethereal, I hope that's the word, like a very ethereal or like a very vague world. But it's not vague. It's very, it is subtle, meaning that it's energy, and it is tangible as well. It's made of matter, consistency, because matter and energy are actually the same thing. This is scientifically proven. when you put something in the microscope. Is it the microscope? Maybe it's not the microscope. Can somebody help me with this analogy, please? But when you deconstruct matter into its ultimate form is energy. This is what like quantum physics is about. Its ultimate form is an atom, and the atom itself is energy. So matter and energy are the same thing. So your psycho-emotional system, the more subtle part of yourself, the more subtle part of the human form of woman that you have with you, is composed by different elements. Again, like the digestive system, it doesn't only have the stomach, it also has the spleen, the liver, the intestines, and the stomach. There's different parts to the digestive system. There's different parts to your nervous system, to your psycho-emotional system, to your energy system. These parts are, I'm going to tell you what they are. These parts are your thoughts. Your thoughts are part of your energy system, your psycho-emotional system, your nervous system, your thoughts, the stories, the perception, the mental frameworks. Then you have your needs. Your needs are connected to your physical body, to the matter of the form of the human body that you are. Your needs as a woman. Your nervous system is connected to all the other systems, to the digestive system, to the circulatory system, urinary system, lymphatic system, skeletal system, and the muscular system. I'm forgetting one system, which is the skin. I can't remember the name of the system of the skin. Can someone help me with that, please? Okay, so your needs are connected to the human form that you are as a woman. They are in direct correlation with your human form. They are very tangible. Your psycho-emotional needs are also more subtle as well. Like your need for rest, your need for food, your need for being able to connect, being able to spend time with a partner, being able to be provided for, cover as a woman. Not because you can't give it to yourself, but because it feels good. It feels good. It feels delicious. It feels peaceful and relaxing. And then you can do whatever you want with your time. You can keep working and you're provided for. Like, it's good for your system. It's good for your psycho-emotional. This is part of your needs as a woman. Then you have your feelings. All these different feelings inside of your system. You have sadness. You have fear. You have happiness. You have turn on. You have excitement. You have peace, relaxation. And you have different exaltations or different representations of these basic emotions. Like for excitement, you have elation, like more like subtle forms of a feeling, but you have basic feelings. Then you also have the survival mechanisms of your nervous system, of your energy system, of your psycho-emotional system. You have survival mechanisms. Survival mechanisms are fawning, fighting, fleeing, and freezing. 4 different survival mechanisms that they manifest in the way that I have shared them by the definition of them. And they also manifest in subtle ways. Like, just, I'm not gonna go in depth in like all the different manifestations because in all of the things that I'm mentioning right now, like there's depth to all of the elements. And I want to communicate the elements basically, but I can give you one example of like a subtle form of manifestation of one of the defense mechanisms. People pleasing. People pleasing manifests also as validation. As you not only, like, people pleasing will be like doing what someone else wants in going against yourself. Doing what someone else was going against yourself, abandoning yourself. That's people pleasing. And that can look one way, where you are literally doing something, like somebody asks you to do something and you don't have time and you still say yes to the thing that somebody else is asking you to do just because you want help. But it also looks like validation. Meaning that, for example, you are on the internet and you try to portray to be an image of something that you're not because you're looking for validation. Or you are not portraying as much as you can of yourself because you're looking for validation. And that's a way of people pleasing. That's a more subtle form. And all the different survival modes have different forms that they manifest as in your behavior. Now, then you have sensations in your female psycho-emotional system, your nervous system, your energy system. Sensations. Sensations are pain, softness on your skin, tingling, hot, cold, anything that you can experience through a sensation, externally through the skin and also internally. Sensations. You also have the healing part. Like, you have the survival mechanism part, which is your sympathetic system part of your nervous system, and then you have your parasympathetic part of the nervous system, which is the rest and digest part of your nervous system that creates healing in the body, which is part of your nervous system, of your psycho-emotional system. You also have awareness in your system. Now, awareness, I conceptualize awareness as being part of your psycho-emotional system. And awareness is what the system in itself is made of. Like matter is made of energy, awareness. Awareness is like the most subtle part, like the subtle of the subtleness of your system. And it's through awareness that we get to know more intimately all these other parts of the system. because that's you. And awareness is observation of you. Now, there is an element to the you that I'm going to call values, which is literally the expression of you. The expression, the unique expression of you as you manifested, created, come to be as form of this human in this life as human woman, has certain expression to it, which is composed of the values that you hold dear to yourself. I know everyone has the same values, and there is a thread to your values, to the things that you put value to. You can, and it can also keep expressing through life in different ways. And I'm going to get to how and why it's important to know all these parts of you intimately for relationship. I'm going to get there, but let's talk about values first for a moment, because values is the logical part of you. And it's what the expression of you, the value system of you, will be in relationship with the other person. So if you value personal growth, if you value to get to know about energy, if you value health, if you value to go to the gym, if you value to live in a city lifestyle, if you value smoking weed, if you whatever it is that you value, that you like to value, that you have an interest for, and you have had a repeatedly throughout your life interest for, that is what needs to be taken in serious consideration when it comes to choosing a partner. If you value spirituality in a very dogmatic religious way, you value that because it gives you a sense of value. Somehow you are getting value out of it. You can't probably be with somebody who, not, at least not romantically, you probably can work with someone that doesn't share specifically the same belief system, but being romantically involved with someone that doesn't share the same, like a basic belief system with you, and doesn't value the same things that you do, just because you have feelings for them, or you feel a connection with them, it's not going to work in the long term. Because your values are never going to go away. That's the expression of you. That's how you decided to be in this lifetime. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. So, I like to have like the flower at the front. Okay, so why is this all important? All of this is important because when we don't know and don't understand all these different parts of us, we can't relate to another human healthily. Because we can communicate from all these different parts of us, because we don't know them. We don't know them. And if we can communicate from intimately from all these parts of us, how is someone else going to be able to come and intimately access these parts of you? And this is what romantic relationship is for. Romantic relationship, specifically in its unique experience, it is about experiencing the nervous system of the person that you're with. Is experiencing, yes, the physical part, but more importantly, experiencing the most subtle part of the human that you are in relationship with. So for you to be able to create healthier relationship, understanding these parts of yourself and knowing them intimately allows you to be able to give access to the other person that you will be with. Access. Nobody else in your life will have as much access, at least they shouldn't, as the romantic partner that you choose to do life with. So if you don't have access to these parts of you through your awareness, through your understanding, and being able to have language for them so you can communicate them, how is the person that you relate with going to understand these parts of you? You don't have access. They don't have access. How they can have access that you don't have access to? If I have the key to the room, I can open the door to invite someone into the room. If I don't have the key to the room, I can't open the door and invite someone into the room. They want to come into the room with us. Your romantic partner desires to come into the room with you. At least I would expect it to. That they want to come into the room with you. That intimacy. When someone has access to your pussy as a woman, they're starting to have access to your nervous system. Because your pussy and your brain are connected through one channel, through a specific nerve that runs through the pelvic floor all the way through the nervous system main channel in the center that is like the column that is held by the column or the vertebrae in your body, all the way to your emotional center in the brain. That's why, and you can Google this. This is like female anatomy 101. This is why you hear people saying, don't sleep too fast. And this is why they want to sleep with you fast too. So they can have access to your nervous system. Having access to your nervous system is having access to you. But if you don't know you, not just you can give them access to you for real, but you're having sex and you are giving access to something that you can't see and you don't know. It's like you have opened the door to the room, but the room is dark. And you can't see, even if you are inside of the room. They can't see either. So both of you are in the room, but neither of you can see because there's no light in the room. The only way to have access to a room where you can see and there's light in the room is for you to know the room intimately and give it light through your awareness. May I know if this makes sense? Please, can you comment below and let me know that this makes sense? Okay. So, how do we start having access ourselves first? How do we start lighting up the room? As I already said, we start to get to know this room intimately. A room of your own. The room of your body. Of the human woman that you are. So this is exactly what we do in the Feminine Resurrection Program. Because through lighting up the room, through getting to know the room intimately, and having a room of your own that you can invite someone into, you are able to come back to feminine energy. You're able to operate from a place where you are inviting, you're welcoming. Not too many people want to go into a dark room unless they're just kind of curious. But most people want to go into a room that is lit up. There's light that they can see. Or they will want to turn on the light in the room. Even if they enter the room in darkness, they're going to want to see at some point. So this is exactly what we do at the Feminine Resurrection Program. We start getting to know these different parts that I have mentioned intimately for you, so you can come back to feminine energy and you can have the room lit up and you can be welcoming and inviting, and someone wants to come in and hang out in the room and start maybe decorating the room, bringing gifts into the room. But they have to see what the room is, where everything is in the room. And for that, you gotta see that yourself first. So, the Feminine Resurrection Program is open. We are taking people, and this is a 6 months process. We have coaching calls twice a month. You have the portal of all the different lessons that help you start lighting up the room so you can have a room of your own. And then you can invite somebody into the room with you. This is for someone who is already in relationship or who desires to find partnership. Either way, having a room of your own is so important. So important. This is where the change in the relationship and the ease, the skills, you master the skills of relationship, where then there is ease in the relationship. Sometimes there will be less ease, a little bit less, but it's not like you're just starting to learn to talk and just starting to learn the language. No, it flows, and that's actually possible. It's actually possible. And anyone that tells you that it's not possible to flow in relationship, to have ease in relationship, is because they haven't mastered relationship yet. And if you want to master relationship, so there's ease for you, there's a learning curve, and then there is mastery, and then there is ease. And that's what we do at the Feminine Resurrection Program. So if you're interested, just comment below and we'll get a talk. I actually love talking on the phone with everyone. I'm a phone girl. I like the DMs, but like, oh my God, like I just want to hear your voice. I think that sometimes the internet, it just creates like this distance and some sort of type of like disconnection. But when we can talk on the phone, we are literally right there with each other. So I would like to talk to you on the phone if you're not opposed to that. And if you are ready, if this is like, yeah, I want to lit up the room. Like I want to be able to see in the room. Like I decided to have a room of my own so I can invite someone into the room and have ease and be able to see clearly and not be like stepping all over the place and just like stumbling with like the different parts of like materials and objects in the room. We're just like, we can see clearly how to walk through the room and rest in the room. If you're ready for that, you're like, yes, just give me it. It's $1,111 for 6 months. Or you can get a payment plan through Klarna, through Affirm, or Afterpay. And you can decide which one you want. It's like 6 months or 12 months. You can decide. There is women already in the program doing this work. And the amount of transformation and the amount of clarity that one gets, but knowing the room, is something that you will never, ever, ever regret. It's only going to bring more to you. First you have a room, then you have a house, then you have a mansion. It's going to bring so much to you. Because you know. And clarity is what creates. We have clarity, we can create. If we're in confusion, we're in delusion, we're in chaos, we're in like, there's no clarity. We can't create clearly. We can't see clearly. We can't create. So this is about getting clarity of you. Getting clarity of yourself as a woman. Understanding your system. If you're ready for that. Because, oh my God. It's just so, I don't know. I just think it's so great. I just feel so happy that I have been able to get to this place of mastery, of knowing me, where there's no confusion, No confusion. Just you. I feel a desire for you to experience that. And again, it does take a little bit of work. Like it does take there's like a learning curve, and then there's mastery. So I totally invite you to come to the feminine resurrection and get really, really in touch with you, so you can be loved for you being you, because you deserve that and you're worthy of that. Okay. Share with me in the comments, what are you taking away from this video? What part of this video has been the most impactful, revelatory, or has brought clarity to you? Because things don't have to be confusing. Things don't have to be confusing, okay? They can be easy. And anyone that says anything different, now I will question them. I didn't question before, but like, I will question it. I will totally question it. All right. I love y'all. Let me know in the comments what was that for you. And if you're ready, let's go. It's going to you, into lighting up your room. All right. I love y'all. I see you in the next video.